us into this breaking news, apparently, from Richard Hart. And here we go. Richard Hart, I am fighting the SEC for your rights. So thanks, David Ryan, for bringing this to our attention. I'm fighting the SEC for your rights. 11 of my lawyers filed this today. Ironically, today, the SEC's Twitter account was hacked and a fraudulent message was posted. The blockchain literally solves exactly this problem. The SEC is attacking the very tech that it needs cryptographically verifiable or authentication, proof, and publication. Blockchains are the first and only immutable public ledger communication technology, open source peer-to-peer software. Millions of people use blockchains to publish pictures, text messages, literature, and more every day. Technology is the future. We pray to the courts to defend the Constitution and your rights. So there we go. This is to Honourable Carrie Bagley there, United States District Court for Eastern District of New York, Brooklyn. Dear Judge Amon, we represent a defendant, Richard Schuller, who goes by Richard Hart, and submit letter pursuant to Rule 3. And let's just go through some of this. Anticipated motion to dismiss the SEC complaint. So there we are. Anticipated motion to dismiss the SEC complaint. Pretty cool. He's got their blockchains of the world's first and only immutable digital public ledgers. They're arguing from there. Litigation is another front in the SEC's campaign to regulate blockchain and so on. So that is looking pretty good. Let's have a quick look through this. The complaint fails to establish personal jurisdiction and not properly served. The complaint suffers from myriad pleading, constitutional, statutory, and regulatory deficiencies that mandate dismissal under Rule 12. That's another page there. What else there? Let's go back to some of those headlines there. I think we've got enough of those. The complaint fails because none of the transactions at issue are adequately alleged to have occurred in the United States, making SEC claims impermissible extraterritorially. The complaint fails to allege facts that could support the conclusion that Hex Pulsechain or Pulsex are investment contracts and therefore are subject to the federal securities laws. Third, the complaint fails to plead fraud with a particular Rule 9b requires. There are no misstatements or omissions alleged, let alone any that are material. So there we go. That's another reason for dismissal. The court should dismiss the complaint because SEC runs afoul of major questions doctrine by way of the section. Executive agencies are only the powers specifically granted to them by Congress. They cannot undertake a transformative expansion in their authority without clear congressional authorization. Now, we've seen quite a bit of that sort of complaint about the SEC behavior. So that's going to be challenged in the courts here. So it's going to be pretty cool. The fifth there, the court should dismiss the complaint as it is unconstitutionally infringes on freedom of speech and association guaranteed by the First Amendment for Mr. Hart and those who run the Hex, Pulsechain, Pulsex software. Complaint seeks to impose a content-based regulation and of computer code, which constitutes free speech or protected speech in this case. The SEC's effort to halt the expression, conduct, and association of individuals who believe that free speech is a protected human right and blockchains of speech. So they're going to the Constitution side there. Mr. Hart intends to move to dismiss the complaint for the foregoing reasons and potential others. The parties have met and conferred and jointly requested the following briefing schedule. Motion due April the 8th, 2024, 90 days after the date of this letter. SEC response due July 8th, 2024. Reply due August 22nd, 2024. Mr. Hart respectfully requests that the court schedule a pre-motion conference and approve the proposed briefing schedule. So there we are, folks. That means it's going to drag out for the rest of this year. For those looking for a quick over the moon there, that looks like it's going to continue on there. Motion due April the 8th if that gets approved, that timeline. And there we are, yours truly. And of course, Sam B. Nitz there, a lot of lawyers on there working for Richard Hart there. So we've got Quinn Emanuel, Clark Smith, Kirk and Ingram, Gray, Reed, and McGraw there. So it looks like a heavy lineup. That's the sort of lineup you want to do when you're going to battle against the state. So, yeah, plenty of lawyers. That's looking good. All right, so very cool. That's from Richard Hart there, 88,000 views on that one. And boom, comments are open. Be aware the spam bots, imposters, fake giveaways, and all other quirky things that are recent comments are usually off. And Gold Kid's got is Richard Hart, the greatest man in crypto. We'll put a yes on that one and retweet that out. That's pretty cool. Great post. This is Richard Hart that inspires me. Hashtag winner there from Just Ask Jesse. The goat is back, says KDP. Remember all the people saying, I hope Richard has lawyers. Bro, he's got 11 and punched them in the mouth, dude, says Brandon Davis. Ex-soldier says, let's go. Richard Hart fighting for your freedoms in a country he doesn't even live in. Good work, man. Says go Pulse there. Vita there. The king has returned. Extra North there. He's back. And so lots of people, Crypto Coffee, Mr. Clean of Crypto will wipe the floor with the SEC. Long live X, Pulsechain, and PulseX, and so on. So Abit says we are so back. So some strong pushback there. That market might like that. I like it. And so let's see how the king is back. Says Hodbro. Max there, RH Max, hang in there, big guy. We got you. And Freddie quotes there. Let's go. This is Richard I've been waiting for. So lots of big support there with some pretty well-known names. 11 attorneys, says David. Absolutely right to the fight, the SEC.